Alrighty. I literally started this video right when it's ending the vlog. So the vlog is now done. So anyway, as I was saying right when I stopped. So those kids come. Surprised I remember where I left off. So those kids come, which whatever, you know, they're coming to hang out at the park too, so. You know, and I'm not judging because I'm hanging out here too. You know, and the one's like, is that an SE? You know, and I said, you know, I was like, no. You know, it sounded a little rude, and I said, no, it's not. Unfortunately, I didn't want to spend, you know, I explained to him I didn't want to spend $1,000+ on a bike and end up getting a fucking glorified gravel bike. You know, because what they see is a wheelie bike. Comes with a derailleur, like, you know, my mountain bike or road bikes or gravel bikes, XC bikes. You know, XC bikes are cross country. So cross country bikes, road bikes, gravel bikes, mountain bikes, downhill. Yes, downhill bikes have derailleurs too. Yeah, the gear range isn't the best, but what the fuck, it's Tuesday or Wednesday morning and they're not even working. So wheelie bike, you know what they say is a wheelie bike is a glorified cross-country bike, or not a cross-country, gravel. Glorified gravel bike, you know, which is you know, meant for riding on sidewalks and on gravel. Dude with that trailer just half-assed use a blinker. You know, so that's, you know, if you see a wheelie bike, you know, a bike listed as a wheelie bike with a derailleur, it's a glorified gravel bike. You know, and I'm not bashing companies, you know, but I've seen it mainly with the SE shit. I've seen it mainly with SE. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna throw SE under the fucking bus for this. It's not a wheelie bike. Wheelie bikes are a glorified fucking BMX bike. I understand bikes like how the bike shop mechanics do. I just don't know how to work on the mountain bikes and all that shit because of the derailleurs, because I don't know how to adjust them. I'll throw that out there now. I don't understand bikes a lot better than what people may think. You know, like on a mountain bike or a cross-country bike, road bike, gravel bike, you know, all that shit. You gotta, ooh, turkey. You gotta shift while you're pedaling. You know, so like right now I'm pedaling. I can hit my shifter up on the bars, you know, the thing on the bars, it'll shift. So now if I coast, which right now I'm not going to because I'm going uphill, which also shifting uphill is a bad thing because you can wreck your shit. Especially when you have the $200+ drivetrains on your bikes like how I do. I didn't spend the money like that to do that, but you know, my bike came with it. The guy I bought it from fucking put a lot of money in this bike. Yeah, he put like over $3,000 in this bike to build it. So he, you know, wheelie bikes are single speeds. If it's got a derailleur and you can shift gears, it's not a wheelie bike. At a bare minimum, it's a fucking gravel bike. Which, a gravel bike, I'm going to explain it for everybody that doesn't know from how I understand it. A gravel bike is a glorified road bike. And I don't mean that in any disrespect, and I don't. I do not mean that in any disrespect. Granted, yeah, I do not like road bikers, and I don't. Because the riders are normally snobby pricks, douchebags. You know, again, I don't mean any disrespect. You know, and yeah, I get the wave, you know, every road biker I've came across has waved or nodded or said, hey. And yeah, you'll hear me fucking mouth off. But you know, I mean, yeah, all of us are bikers. I get that, you know, we're all one, you know, we get along, whatever. I just don't like road bikers because they're only on, you know, designated to one thing. You know, or they're only specific to one material to ride on. You know, concrete and blacktop. You know, like what I'm riding right now, blacktop, concrete roads. Technically, two if you count them, you know, two different materials, but stuff like what we're riding right now is what they're. Oh shit, that's a big ass sleeper. You know, is what they're only stuck to. Compared to me, you know, I'm on a mountain bike or the yellow bike. I can ride flow trails, you know, flow dirt trails, blacktop, concrete, you know, so I can ride on the sidewalks, I can ride on blacktop trails, I can ride on the road, I can ride on dirt, I can go to the skate park, I can do jump lines, I can do pump tracks. You know, that's with just the yellow bike. You know, I can do all the same shit minus the skate parks and jump lines and all that. Or jump lines I can do, pump tracks I can do. So I can do the exact same fucking thing. I'm not going over here anymore because it's... They put me in another fucking depressed mood yesterday. You know... I can go with my yellow bike, I can go do the same fucking shit